Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, my name is Odds, and we are going to be talking about the finale of Moon Knight Season 1, possibly? We're gonna get into that a little bit at the end of the video, but if you're new here today, I would love for you to subscribe. I do 2 videos a week, MCU, DC, I don't know why I said MCU. I usually say Marvel. Now I'm like all off. I don't know what to say. Marvel, DC, beauty, vlogs. There is something on this channel for everyone, so be sure to stay tuned for that. If you're new to these types of videos, we're going to start with a breakdown and then give my questions and thoughts and theories at the end of the video. Also, if you enjoy this video while you're watching, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. It really helps me out on this channel. I'm a little bit more tired than usual. I did wake up at 6 like usual, but I'm really sleepy. It was the first thing that I noticed is that Harrow says to Mark, Steven, and whoever else might be in there. So that was a definite hint towards Jake Lockley, who does actually show up at the end of this episode. So last week I said I don't know if he's going to show up because the whole thing with the souls, they balanced everything out, so I don't know. It's a little interesting how he didn't, I know they did it as a reveal, but like theoretically, if you're trying to balance the souls, wouldn't Jake Lockley need to be involved in that? I don't know. I think it was just used as a way to reveal it at the very end and set up for a possible season 2. So I don't know if we're going to be getting a season 2, but as of right now, it's kind of up in the air. They did mention it was a limited series. However, Marvel changed the tweet to say series finale to season finale. So anything is possible. But again, Hawkeye also said that, and they've been confirmed that they're not doing a season 2. But I think that is due to underperformance, not necessarily due to what they had planned. Anyway, back to the breakdown. So they take Amit's Ashapti. Yeah, her Ashapti from Mark, the little statue. And then he puts part of it in the staff before releasing her. I don't know why he waits necessarily to release her until he gets to like the main room of the tomb, or until he gets to the pyramid. I don't know. It's never really explained why he waits to release her, but I guess because she's just this gigantic alligator crocodile creature. She's a crocodile, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a crocodile because it's in the Nile. I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm really freaking tired today. So while all this is happening, Layla follows Harrow and his men. There are some border patrol sitting at the, I guess they're like soldiers that are at the outside of the pyramid, and Harrow judges all the souls, and everyone except for one is sent to the bad part of the afterlife, to the sands or hell. While this is happening, Tawaret speaks through the dead and warns Layla that they need to free Khonshu, and talks about how Mark could possibly come back. Once they make it into the pyramid, Harrow defeats the other gods and releases Amit. He kills most of them, except Osiris, we see later, tells Layla how they can stop Amit before dying. So yikes, we already have a god butcher before we get gore. And we're going to talk about that later at the end of the episode too, at the end of the video. Khonshu tells Layla that she can be his next avatar, and she absolutely refuses, because Mark is not in this life. So she's like, nope, absolutely not, but we can work together. Mark leaves the field of reeds and goes back to Steven, and once he has this big speech with him about how they're connected, then the gates of Osiris open and they're able to go back to the realm of the living. See one of two pretty sick god fights in this episode. So we see a fight between Amit and Khonshu in the pyramid. And while this is happening, Mark comes back and returns as Moon Knight. Also, Layla becomes the avatar for Tawaret. Pretty interesting. She gets like a very Egyptian looking outfit with equipped with some wings. So that's nice and fun. There's a god fight happening while Moon Knight is fighting Harrow, and he switches between Mr. Knight and Moon Knight, and Mr. Knight can actually fight now, so a little bit more comic accurate there, although it's not comic accurate whatsoever, but a little bit more so than before. He can actually fight. But while this happens, Mark is down, nearly defeated, and then he blacks out and wakes up and he's defeated Harrow and a bunch of other men. And Layla's like, what just happened? What is going on? Again, Jake came to the rescue. They take him back to the pyramid to imprison Amit in Harrow, which they do. They succeed, yay, they save the day, but Khonshu instructs Mark to kill Harrow, which he refuses to do, and then he's like, whatever, and releases Mark and Steven from the shackles of being Moon Knight, or so we think. He goes back to the mental hospital when he's released, but then he is like, yeah, this is not my reality, and Harrow's like, what's going on? Like, I don't know what's happening. And then Steven wakes up back in his flat. And Steven and Mark are a perfect system together, working together there. But Harrow is back at the mental hospital, and we see that he's actually there, and he gets taken away by some mystery man who is played by Oscar Isaac, and then he is put into what looks like more of a limo than a cab, but he's put into a limo, and Khonshu is there. He talks to Khonshu, and Khonshu's like, meet Jake Lockley, and Jake then shoots Harrow dead. So yes, Jake Lockley is confirmed in Moon Knight. He was the other sarcophagus because they put that at the beginning of the episode. That's how I knew. I was like, oh, Jake Lockley's definitely showing up now that they put the sarcophagus there again. I thought maybe it was just a tease for a potential season 2, which it kind of is a tease for a potential season 2, based on they put it in the post-credit scene. So it's definitely something like that they were gearing up towards the end versus something that they were doing more so at the, throughout the series. Like, he was definitely teased throughout the series, but he's only revealed in a post-credit scene, so I think it's definitely supposed to be setting up the future of Moon Knight in the MCU. Thoughts? I thought they were going to release the other gods, because they're like, we need more avatars, so you would have thought that all those, Layla was looking for Khonshu specifically, but she could have just started releasing the other gods. Although they would have to have avatars to go into. Theoretically, they would have to have avatars to go into, but Amit was kind of holding her own before she got Harrow as an avatar, so there was a little bit of a god fight before that even happened. So I don't know why the other gods weren't released, but I think they will come into play. especially when we start talking about Thor Love and Thunder. So the connections with Thor Love and Thunder, now we have gods in the MCU. So these are like legitimate gods that Gore would be hunting. And I think we could possibly see some of these return. Amit's not going to return, I don't think, but it might be a little bit hard for Khonshu if there's a god butcher going around. So we'll see. If they even go to Earth, though, that would be a little bit different, since Khonshu's kind of running around on Earth. But I think this is definitely meant to tease Thor Love and Thunder. There was a reason they waited so long to release the trailer, and I don't think it was because of Multiverse of Madness. I think it was because of Moon Knight. So ultimately, I think we could see some of these Egyptian gods being slaughtered at the hands of Gore the God Butcher in Thor Love and Thunder. So yeah, I love my Egyptian gods, so I hope not, but I think that's where this is leading, since we're going to go to Olympus as well in Thor Love and Thunder. So we're going to see a lot of god butchering by Gore. Thoughts on, will we be getting a season 2? So it's not confirmed. Like I said earlier, they did switch that tweet to say season finale instead of series finale. However, it's not confirmed. It was said that it was going to be a limited series. But I think we do have a potential for Moon Knight in the future of the MCU. I know Oscar Isaac only wanted to do a limited series and didn't promise to sign crazy contracts, but I think he's a liar. Just like Mohammed Diab said that Jake Lockley was not in Moon Knight, I think he's just being a filthy liar. So I think there will be a future for Moon Knight in the MCU, one way or the other, but I think it will definitely be Oscar Isaac continuing in this role. And what does this mean for Layla as Tawaret's avatar? She did not ask Tawaret to release her from her binds. So I think Tawaret's going to be more of a helpful deity in this sense. But she can definitely continue to work with Moon Knight to become a superhero in her own right. Which is really interesting as two avatars for two Egyptian gods. I think it's super special for her, especially since she is Egyptian. So it's something that's like close to her culture. So it's really, really cool to see. But I would love to see Layla as the avatar of Tawaret in the future continue. So hopefully we get to see more of her. I would love to see that. Maybe they'll pop up in Thor Love and Thunder. I don't know. It's always a possibility, but with how stacked that cast is, I just don't know if that's going to happen. But I wouldn't count it out. So, yeah. Overall, really enjoyed the series. Not my favorite of the Marvel series. I know it's controversial, but I still like Loki the best. I did really enjoy Hawkeye as well. So it comes somewhere below Hawkeye. Probably like the third best of the Marvel shows. It just wasn't personally my absolute favorite. And that's kind of shocking coming from a huge Oscar Isaac fan like myself. But it's my truth, so that's how it is. Would have loved to see more of an actual diagnosis of dissociative identity disorder in this. It's mentioned in like the synopsis of Disney Plus, but it's never actually mentioned once in the series, and the language behind it is not correct. So I would have preferred to see that. Last episode there was some not great stuff with the Jewish representation, so I would have liked to see that handled a little bit more delicately. And I think we need to get away from this 6-episode arc, although I do enjoy that there are only 6 episodes, which means I can actually sleep in on Wednesdays in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you thought of the series down below, what you thought of the finale. I think it was a fine finale. It wasn't anything like to write home about, which is kind of how all of these series go. I don't think the finale has ever been very good. I did enjoy the finale of Loki, but I don't think a lot of these finales have really stuck the landing very well. Let me know your thoughts on the series down below and your thoughts on the episode, and I will see you on Friday with a new video. With my Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange comes out tomorrow. Today, if you're in Europe, Shannon already saw it. On Friday will be my Doctor Strange review, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're taking care, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!